Acolytes. Netflix brings out a new cringe. Not Netflix. Netflix. Kaguri. All in all, Kageru. This stuff. This shade. A gambling anime. Basically. I seen it. Not my taste. It's, well, very over the top. It's funny. But hey, it is what it is. So let's hear what the modern audience actually effed up on this anime. And by the way, what I think is the only thing that the anime, or what makes it good, in my opinion, is because it's over the top. If you cannot reflect that in a live action thing, it's gonna suck.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we're going to be talking about the series Kakegurui. Now, for those not familiar, this is often referred to as the gambling anime, where there's this elite school where the hierarchy is determined by gambling. It had 2 seasons. It was very successful, and people
I don't think it was by gambling, by the amount of money you got. Irrelevant.
still
Details.
talk about it to this day. Now, the fact that we're talking about Kakegurui in this video means one of two things. Either there is a much desired 3rd season coming for this anime, or Netflix made a cringe-inducing live-action adaptation. Unfortunately, it is the latter, and that's what we got here with Bets, a Netflix series based on this manga, and it is as cringe as you might have guessed. And
if it's only based on it, okay, fair enough, good. At least they didn't take the entire thing, the anime, and just shafted it, so there's that.
the comments on Twitter are ripping apart this trailer, and on YouTube it actually might be even worse. You can see the official trailer here. People are going wild. They are very blown away by the quality of this trailer. You can see 2,100 likes versus 7,900 dislikes. That's a very easy set of math to do. That is a 21% like to dislike ratio. People are not impressed by this live action adaptation. On top of that, as I like to point out with these trailers, look at the apathy. 67,000 views in nearly 2 days since this trailer was released on YouTube. That is really low for something like this. You're taking a beloved franchise and making a Netflix live action out of it, and you can't even crack 100K views. I've seen YouTubers make indie projects with more hype surrounding them than this. Now, before we get into the actual trailer,
by the way, some indie projects from YouTube are freaking sick. Really good. So there's that. Hollywood or Netflix cannot even compare to some of those. I'm just gonna point out, I'll start this. Even talking about this, my freaking undead flesh gets goosebumps.
Trailer itself, we'll watch it together. I want to point out 2 very simple things. Number 1, the live action's been done before and done very well by Japan. They made a live action adaptation of this series, and it was very well received, mainly because it sticks to the source material very well. And also look at the costumes and casting. They did a phenomenal job nailing these characters, okay? You can see they really captured what these characters are supposed to look like and did a really good job, because often it's hard to make a live action out of anime and make it look faithful to the source material.
Yeah, it is.
The second thing I want to point out, this is the cast of characters, especially if you're not familiar with the series. This is what the main cast of characters is supposed to look.
Yep, this is how they should look. Yep. And for F's sake, even though I didn't watch the series, I mean, the first season, yes, just to give it a chance, recognize that it's good, but it's not for me. And for F's sake, nonetheless, I remember almost every character except for this one. This one wasn't. I forgot this one, but the rest, yes.
Look like. Now brace yourselves. We're going to check out this live action trailer, and it's just as bad as you might have predicted.
My name is Yumiko, and I've been bad. But sometimes you have to do a bad thing to to make the world better. This should be fun.
I'm going to do something a little different. This might catch you guys by surprise, but I'm going to start off this reaction with a compliment. Yes, I can make compliments. I'm going to start off by saying I think they did a good job casting Yumiko. Now, the bar for this is very low, but I'm going to say she at least looks like the character somewhat. I know, the standards are really low for this trailer, as we'll see. But also, I think she has a good voice for this. I think she did a good job with that. And I also think she captures the craziness of the character Yumiko in a pretty good way. So that's the end of the compliment. There's going to
Fair enough. By the way, I wanted to say the same. Because even if some things, well, let's just see.
be no more compliments for the rest of this trailer, unfortunately.
So you hope you watched it.
Saint Dominic's prep goes back 100 years.
So to kind of round out the plot here, it looks like basically a white woman's fantasy of what an overseas boarding school looks like. Like they watch too many K-dramas, and this is what they did with this IP.
Yep.
Parents send their kids here to learn what it takes to run the world. CEO.
They gone and DEI'd Kakegurui. I can't believe this. Netflix, how could you? I'm not surprised at all. But look at this blue sky meetup. I mean, these are the people calling you a fascist on Twitter. Okay, who is this? Who is this supposed to be? This is many of the main characters from the cast right now. Yes. My memory of Kakegurui, I only saw the first season of the anime. It's been many years since then. My memory might not be the best, but I don't remember anyone looking like any of these characters. Like, who's this guy? Who is this guy? I don't remember an extremely flamboyant male character existing in the show. Who is this guy? Who are all these people? Yeah, well, we're going to take a look at some of these characters, and trust me, it's going to get a lot worse.
I mean, as expected.
Those dictate.
So here's one example of a character, for some reason, wearing a COVID mask in the year 2025. That's stunning and brave. Now, this is the character that they're based on. They got rid of the iconic mask.
Oh, no. What the F? How the... No. This was... Okay.
And replaced it with this cringe. Why, you ask? I have no clue. They just did it because this is Netflix, unfortunately. But it gets even worse. Let's play for another second.
Is crime.
Let's do another side-by-side comparison. Look how they massacred my girl. Yep, they did. This is insane. Again, giving some credit, it is hard to match an anime with the live action. It's hard to replicate it in real life, and sometimes it just looks a little cringe. It's a little cringy because that's the way anime
didn't even
into
try
live
here.
action often goes. But this just looks bad. It just doesn't look good. It looks like a high school production. Okay,
Yes.
The costumes just are so bad, and we
Rev, don't insult the high school productions for F's sake. Some of them actually try. There is no effing effort in this one. It's like, for F's sake, my reaction videos have more effort than this. So,
are so bad, and we know with the Japanese version, they can pull it off. You can pull off these characters if you do a good enough job. They're not doing a good job. In fact, there's even this screenshot floating around right now. I don't know if this is real. I couldn't find it in the trailer, but a lot of people have been pointing this out. If this is real, no words. No words at all. But let's continue on.
But it's not the classes that change you. It's the gambling.
I'm going to point something out here because Netflix did it to themselves. Okay? They race swapped one of the characters with a black actor, and there's several black characters in this live action. And
yes.
You have to understand the context of the show.
Yep.
If you lose enough bets, the students become slaves. And now they injected a bunch of race swaps, leading to a very interesting direction for Netflix.
Yep. I'm sure they're gonna call it differently. So there's that.
Speaking of gambles, this is quite the gamble they're pulling off with this race swap. Again, seems kind of tone deaf to the entire plot of the show, but anyways.
Your winnings are everything.
Do you see this character? If you're familiar with the series, you might not recognize her, but you might see the one indicator, the blue lipstick. This is Kirari. I'm not kidding. Here's the character they're basing this off of. I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing double. I mean, they absolutely nailed this character right down to the very...
Yeah, I started drinking. Now I see double, but not this. This is just disgusting. I'm gonna be honest. It's not even that I am invested in the show. It's just this no effort put in. It's like just saying, okay, you can copy my housework, but for F's sake, make it a bit different so nobody recognizes it. And then the guy still fucked up.
very essence. Yeah, this is a joke, right? They got the hair wrong, they got the color wrong, they even messed up the iconic blue lipstick. They fumbled like the most recognizable feature of this character. This looks like some girl who's going to the local liberal arts college and is majoring in gender studies. Like, this is an absolute joke. This is not what Kirari should be looking like in a live action. It's like they didn't even try.
Top 10 get into student council. They play like assassins.
Again, being very generous. It's hard to pull off, especially quirkiness in live action when you're basing it on anime. But this doesn't look quirky. This looks cringe. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Okay? It's cringe. I'm sure most people just found that cringe and a lot of elements of this trailer cringe.
Teachers and students vanish. Dead, alive, nobody knows.
That sounds fun.
She's insane.
My parents.
They went to St. Dominic's.
One of these people murdered them.
They really try to also make Yumiko as some kind of like savior of the school, which is a weird route because it's not really what she was doing in the anime. She's not like some hero trying to save the whole school. It's like not what she's about, but that's kind of the spin they're going with here. Interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it's a typical spin for, well, tainted entertainment like this. They won't make a woman being the bad or neutral force of, well, not even good, of evil. No, she always has to have a good, it's a good person in reality twist to it. So, as expected, it's boring, but hey.
And I'm gonna find out who.
So you're some type of pro gambler, here to beat everyone and take their money.
No, not their money.
They were really proud of this shot. You know they were very proud of this shot. 100%.
In this world?
You know, I was going to compliment, again, how well the actress kind of nails Yumiko's craziness. And then this happens. And then just the pure, unadulterated cringe rears its ugly head once again with this. This is the person calling you a chud on Twitter for criticizing this trailer.
You rule or you obey. At St. Dom's?
Well, at least they stayed faithful to the source material for this scene.
I make the rules.
Yeah.
We're just getting started.
Also, the fighting scenes are just, like, comedically bad. And also, what is with this shot? Is this the Hunger Games? What happened to the plot here? Why are we doing all this? That's it. That's the trailer. Are you interested in trying out bets? Let your opinions be known in the comments section if you're
No.
thrilled to see this. Now, there's a lot going on with this series and with the reactions to it. The YouTube comment section on this is brutal, to say the least. You can see the top comments. This is just right down the list as we go here. Pope didn't die for this. Take it back. We should start making Murdered by Netflix awards. It's a good idea. Just give us Kakegurui Season 3. Yumiko is not a hero. She is not out to help people. She only wants the thrill of gambling. Colonized version of Kakegurui. Netflix, I understand your desire for more Kakegurui, but you didn't need to do this. We just wanted Season 3. They do realize the main plot of this show is about losing bet equals become a slave. They are genius enough to have a black dude to be the character. We have Kakegurui at home. This isn't the Kakegurui I remember. Yes, I think that's a very fair statement to be made here. And also, of course, you go to the YouTube or the Twitter comments, and things get even worse. Okay, people are not exactly thrilled. You see the comparison points being made. How did you ruin Kakegurui? How do you mess with perfection? And you got the DEI squad here. Russian roulette, but all the chambers are filled because what the F? Cancel it. This stuff is ass. Live action of the animated project will always be trash, especially if it's made by BET. Okay. It's not by BET, Black Entertainment Television, but I'll allow it because there is a quote from the Boondocks here.
Black Entertainment Television is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, why did Japan create a show based on black exploitation? What? Why are you guys so confused about this? Why are you so confused about the name? That's like the one thing we can really settle here. It's called bet. Absolute ass.
It's funny, come on. And I mean, they literally go in a school where if you lose a bet, you get actually enslaved. And one of the main characters that, well, loses, gets enslaved. That's funny. Come on, it's on point. The Twitter crowd is correct here.
Ass. Bro, all the animes to adapt. This stuff is going to be worse than Death Note. Possibly. Who asked for this?
Yeah.
Y'all brought back the Zoomer version of High School Musical and slapped Kakegurui as the title name. Please, I beg you, stop. Then you see this. Some Dragon Ball Evolution here. You know what? Let's give some grace to Dragon Ball Evolution. Let's look back fondly at the memories it gave us, okay?
Yeah.
And right now, it's...
By the way, I always thought this is the bottom of the lowest of the lowest. No. We got worse.
no longer the worst rated film. Actually, Snow White and that live action actually overtook this as the worst rated film. It's pretty impressive, actually, but you get the point, right? This is a disaster. Who asked for this? Nobody. Nobody asked for this, and it's a very hard anime to nail, but the thing is, it's been done before, and done well. And Netflix is now just slinging it out there, making this absolute disaster of a project that's going to bomb. This is not going to do well. I have a very strong feeling it will not, unless it really does well with the Zoomers this is trying to appeal to. But yeah, not a great look for bets.
I think what we learned over the years is that if you actually cater to those people, they still won't do F. It's just the only thing that happens is they want a virtual signal, but they don't want to put their money where their mouth goes. That's a simple fact.
But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free.
Yeah, and as it is, it just won't do anything. It's the next effed up try of actually destroying something good or making it modern, I guess, to a certain degree, but the thing is, it never works. Because if it worked, or never, I mean, there are exceptions to the rule, or if you just put a bit of DEI somewhere. Maybe it could work to a degree, because in the end of the day, it's always the degree that's more important. But if you go full in as they do, it just why would you gimp yourself to that degree? I mean, people are playing Dark Souls, don't get me wrong. Gimping yourself is something that people actually quite well enjoy sometimes. But this isn't even gimping yourself. This is just destroying any opportunity you will get in your freaking life. But hey, fair enough. To each their own. As it is, acolytes, good night.